everyone! So many of you really liked the social skills video that I released before, so I'm going to go ahead and do a part 2.
I think you should explain it to us one more time.
Here's 5 more tried and true tips that helped me improve my social skills. And like part 1, stick around until the end because the last tip helps you bring all of your delivery together. Many social situations and people that you meet are going to be ambiguous. You don't know these people yet, you don't know what they're like. The best way to approach them is with a positive attitude and the assumption that people have good intentions. This does not mean that they always will, but this does set you up to have fun, be genuine, and positively influence the outcome of the interaction.
Let's just have fun with this, come on!
Even if you find out that some around you don't have positive intentions or share the same optimistic attitude, having a positive attitude yourself still will not hurt, and it will set you up to have more control over the situation, like steering it in a more positive direction and rising above the negativity that others may show. On that note, a simple way to rise above a mean-spirited or negative comment is to lean into it. Here's a simple formula. If someone insults you, say, "Oh, thank you," and then make a statement that shows you are leaning into it in a comedic way. For example, you might say, "Oh, thank you. My therapist really likes that about me too." Or if you prefer, you could just leave it at a playful thank you. You might want to play up your facial expression. If you go for a kind of deadpan approach, be sure that it is obscure enough that no one would take you seriously. Make sure that people know that you are joking. This will bring laughs, it will show your confidence, and it might defend against more negative comments because it communicates that such petty tactics don't work on you.
He's the most compulsive person I've ever met. He's like a different species.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to the friend who reminded me to give this tip in this video. Saying someone's name is a powerful and personal way to remind someone that you hear and respect them. Lots of studies back this up. However, don't overdo it. How much is overdoing it depends on the circumstances, the people you're talking to, and how natural you feel using someone's name. It's very subjective and it's really hard for me to give an exact amount of how much is too much. So I'll share a few of my personal thoughts and then you can make a judgment for yourself. What I like to do is reserve names for mainly emotional moments or emphasizing a point.
Nick, you are so much more than that.
These are the times that I just feel moved to use someone's name naturally. And that ensures that I do not sound forced and it does not sound like I'm trying to just use their name like a tactic. This is no tactic for me. I am genuinely saying someone's name with real emotion. Now, this does lead to me being a little bit sparse with saying someone's name, especially with people that I'm not as close to and not having really personal conversations with. So I think that my ultimate advice to just slowly incorporate saying more names in your conversations, weigh what feels right to you and how people react to you saying their name. You will get a bit of a different gauge for different people in your life, so just see what seems more comfortable for them and of course more comfortable for you. Another way to promote connection is through parroting, which simply means paraphrasing another's meaning and repeating back the last few words of someone's statement. The last few words of someone's statement. You see what I did there? Therapists actually use this a lot in practice because it confirms that they understand what a client is saying and it encourages the client to continue expanding on that thought and thus encouraging so much more depth and connection. But even in everyday conversations, parroting maybe 1 to 4 times in a conversation, depending of course on the length and depth of the conversation, achieves the same effect. And finally, drum roll, practice in front of a camera. When I started YouTubing and I was recording myself, I was like, wait, do I sound like that? Do I always squint like that? I was joking here, but I sound serious. I need to work on my delivery. Now I have to warn you, immediate objective feedback in front of a camera is uber uncomfortable. Or at least that was my experience. But think of it as a healthy, growing pain. It will improve your self-awareness and it will guide you toward nothing less than better delivery, not only of these tips, but also of the 15 that I gave in part 1. Hugs!